Hello and welcome to Crochet Advent Day 12. We are officially halfway done with Crochet Advent, which is crazy. I honestly didn't even think we'd make it this far. This has been so much fun so far, and if you are new here and not sure what I'm talking about, I am doing a series this Christmas where I post a new crochet tutorial every single day until Christmas. Christmas Eve to be exact. I'm going to take Christmas off, so 24 days, and we are currently halfway done, so if you aren't already, make sure you're subscribed. That way you still have another 12 tutorials on the way, and there's 12 tutorials already posted that you can look at, so make sure you subscribe if you want a bunch of free tutorials. And let's talk about what we're making today. You probably can already tell what we're making, but if you're anything like me and you don't like wearing hats in the wintertime because they mess up your hair and just make your hair so frizzy and then oily or greasy, then this project is perfect for you. I typically wear headbands like these or earmuffs all winter long, and this headband is my first version of a crochet cozy winter headband. It is so comfortable. It's really elasticated too, so it's on here snug, like it really doesn't slip around at all. You can also make it really thin if you don't want it to be a winter headband. You can make it really cute and thin, or you can make it nice and thick like this to keep your ears warm. So this is such an easy tutorial, and let's go ahead and jump into how to crochet yourself your own cozy winter headband. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using weight 6 yarn. This is a wool and acrylic blend yarn, but you can use any type of fiber you want. I think that's warm and cozy, and you want just a nice chunky yarn here. You can also make this with thinner yarn as you want if you want. The weight of yarn really doesn't matter, although you will need to then adjust the number of chains and rows that you're doing if you're using a thinner yarn, and I think it looks a lot prettier with a nice chunky weight 6 yarn. And then I will also be using a weight 4 yarn for the little border or the little extra color along the edge of the headband. And then you're going to be needing a 6mm crochet hook as well as a 5mm crochet hook. So let's go ahead and make this headband, starting with the yarn that we're going to use to make the actual base of the headband and our 6mm crochet hook. Okay, so I'm going to start this headband by casting on with a slip knot, like so. And now you're going to chain for the width of the headband. You can alter the width to whatever you want. I want this to be a little bit of a wider headband because I want it to actually keep my ears warm during the winter time. So I'm going to chain 8 for this headband. But again, you can adjust it as needed. I'm just going to do a chain of 8. So here's 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here's my chain of 8, and this here is going to be the width of the headband. And now I'm going to chain one more to act as a turning chain. I'm going to go past that one chain I just made and insert my hook into the second chain, which is also the 8th chain there. And now I'm going to go ahead and place a single crochet right into that chain stitch. I'm going to insert my hook right into the next chain stitch and place another single crochet. And I'm going to single crochet into every single one of these stitches all the way down. So it's going to be a total of 8 single crochets once I've reached the end of the row. And now at the end of the row, here's my 8 single crochets. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn my work. And now we want to complete what's called a single crochet in the back loop only. This is what's going to give us that elasticated or ribbed look and feel to the headband. Is what helps the headband to be nice and stretchy, so it's going to hug your head a little bit better and it's not going to slip around when you're wearing it. So instead of inserting my hook into the actual stitch here and placing a single crochet, instead I'm going to tip my work and I'm going to look at the top of these stitches. So I'm looking at the top of the stitches here, and you can see on the top that each of these stitches is made up of sort of a front and a back loop, or of 2 strands of yarn. You can see here these sort of teardrop shapes. There's a front and a back loop. So what I'm going to do is in this very first stitch, instead of going through the stitch, I'm going to go through the top of the stitch here, go in between those 2 strands of yarn and pick up just the back strand, and then place a single crochet. And again, going into the next stitch here, instead of going into the actual stitch itself, I'm going to turn my work so I'm looking top down, and I'm going to go in between the 2 strands of yarn that make up that second stitch, picking up just the back strand or back loop and placing a single crochet. And then again, I'm going to go top down into this third stitch into just the back loop and place a single crochet like so. So this is where the term back loop only comes from, because we are quite literally placing these single crochets into just the back loop of the previous stitches. And I'm going down this entire row now, just single crocheting into the back loop or the back strand of this entire row. So I'll have 8 stitches in total here. And you can see now that this row that we just made sits a little bit lower than the previous row. There's sort of this little edge or ridge effect taking place, which is going to build up that elasticated look as we add more rows. So now for row 3, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and we're going to do that exact same thing. So instead of inserting my hook into the entire stitch, I'm tipping my work. I'm going to find the top of the stitch, go top down into just that back loop or back strand and place a single crochet. And then again, I'm going to go in between the two strands on the top of the stitch, picking up that back loop only. And then I'm going to continue this all the way down the entirety of the row. And this is how you're going to make the base of the headband. It really is so simple. You're just going to continue building up these rows, working into the back loop only. And you're going to keep on going until you've done enough rows that this strip or this headband that we're making right now is long enough that you can comfortably fit it around your head. So I'm just going to keep on going, single crocheting into the back loop only until I have a nice long sort of ribbon of crochet that is the perfect fit to go all the way around my head. So I went ahead and added 52 rows here with the single crochet in the back loop only, which brings this entire stripe to about 18 inches long. So here it's about 18 inches long. It reaches all the way around my head quite comfortably, but I do have to give it a little tug to let it fit all the way around. You want it to be quite snug, not so tight that's going to give you a headache, but a little bit more on the snug side. So you want to be able to have to actually pull it a little bit taut before it actually wraps around your head. Otherwise it's going to be too loose. It's just going to slip around too much. So once I completed all of those rows, we're going to go ahead and secure this in a circle to make up the headband. So at the end of this row here, I'm going to start by just chaining one and then turn my work. And now I'm going to take the first end of the headband and just hold them together. So I'm taking both ends of the headband and just pinching them together like this, so all the stitches are lined up. And now we're going to slip stitch. And we're going to continue going into the back loop only for the first part here. So initially I'm going to insert my hook into the back loop only, and then I'm going to go through this side of the headband. But this side we started with a chain, so there is no back or front loop because we're working into just a chain, and chain stitches don't have multiple loops. So I'm just going to go through the entire stitch here, the first far right corner. So I have the exact same stitch on both sides on my hook, the far right corner. The first side here I'm going through the back loop only because this just helps to keep the seam a little more minimal when we attach this. It's harder to see then where we attached it. It's more seamless. I'm going to go ahead and grab my yarn now, pick up the yarn, and pull it through all of the loops on my hook. So I pull it through both of the stitches and then also that loop on my hook there, completing a slip stitch. And now we're going to do this again. So now I'm going to go into the second stitch here, and again I'm going to go into the back loop first, and then I'm just going to go right through that chain stitch on the other side. Again, I'm making sure all the stitches are lined up as I do this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up my yarn and slip stitch, pulling it through all of the loops like so. And again, I'm going to go through the back loop of the third stitch, through the third chain stitch, and slip stitch. So it's really important that you make sure all of the stitches are lined up, that you're going through the same stitch on both sides so they're not uneven. And also you don't want to hold the yarn too tightly, because if you're pulling these stitches too tightly, then you're going to sort of bunch up the fabric underneath the stitches. So you just want to do kind of looser, just slip stitches going into the back loop and then going through that little stitch there. And I'm just connecting all these stitches quickly, like so. And now that I've slip stitched down and attached those two sides together, it should look like this. They're snugly secured together. So we're going to go ahead and cast off. So I'm going to chain one. I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, leaving a couple inches behind before I cut it, so I have a little tail to weave in later, like so. And I'm going to pull my hook to pop that yarn right through the stitch I made, and then tug it to lock it in place. So here's the headband, the base of the headband completed. Okay, so now would be a good time to quickly try it on again and just make sure you really do like the way it fits before we add the little border to the edge of the headband. And now that I know the headband fits comfortably, I'm going to go ahead and grab my little accent color. This step is optional. You can just stop here with the headband, but we want it to be a little more fun. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my extra color, which is going to be this nice little blue, and I'm switching over to a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and cast on anywhere around this headband. It doesn't really matter where. I'm just going to pick any one of these stitches and just insert my hook right along that stitch, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my yarn and cast on by pulling the yarn right through the stitch and then chain one to lock it in place like so. And now I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook right into the next stitch and place a single crochet, and then into the next stitch, single crochet, and I'm just going all the way around single crocheting into each of these stitches. Now because we are not working into the top of a row, we're actually working along the sides of the row. You can see here we're working along, every time we ended the row and turned our work, we're working along that side there. So it can be a little bit hard to tell where a stitch is because it's not a uniform setup because we're working along the side. So you're just going to kind of roughly look for wherever you feel like there's a stitch. Wherever there's sort of a hole along the side, go ahead and insert that hook and place a single crochet. You don't have to worry about what your stitch count is at the end, so you can really just stick your hook anywhere along here and just single crochet. So I'm just going to go ahead and work all the way around the top of this headband here, single crocheting into every one of these stitches. A good rule of thumb is that there should be about 2 stitches per little rib crochet. So every one of these sort of rib crochet sections, there's 1 and 2 stitches I work into. But again, just kind of eyeball it. Wherever you find a good hole or a good spot to place a stitch, go ahead and insert your hook and place that stitch right along the top edge of the headband. So I'm going to go ahead and work around placing these blue single crochets all the way around the outside of the headband. Okay, so I've now single crocheted all the way around this entire border here. So what I'm going to do is insert my hook into that very first stitch that I made because I've made it to the end of the row, and slip stitch like so, and then chain 1 to lock that in place, and we're going to go ahead and cast off. So I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut my yarn, leaving a couple inches behind to weave in, and then cut that yarn, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull my hook until that yarn pops right through the loop and give it a pull to tighten it like so. So now let's go ahead and do the other side. So I'm going to rotate the headband, so we're working on this side now, and I'm going to insert my hook into the stitch that's kind of lined up with where I cast on the bottom. It doesn't really matter where you cast it on because you can cast on really at any point of the headband. However, it does look a little bit messier wherever you do cast on, so try to keep all of like the casting on and casting off at the back of your headband. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab my blue yarn and bring it through like so, chain 1 to lock it in place, and then we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch and single crochet, insert my hook into the next stitch, single crochet, and go all the way around placing these single crochets. One other thing I'd like to point out is there are a couple ways you can adjust these single crochets just to make it more fun. So one of the things you can do as you're working around is you can go all the way down like 2 or 3 stitches towards the middle of the headband and then single crochet, and that's going to give you more of a long spiked stitch like so if you want the color to kind of spike into the headband more. Or you can do something where you chain 2 and then skip the next 2 stitches and then single crochet. And this is just going to space out the actual stitches and give you more of the border like so. So you can play around with the depth and the length of the stitches if you want to, but for this design, I'm just doing simple single crochet all the way around. I also think it would be really pretty if, now I'm just throwing out ideas, but I also think it would be really pretty if you did a mixture of really long, like deep stitches and then more narrow ones. Like you go into the first stitch and then you go all the way down to like the 3rd stitch and then back up to the 1st. Like this. So then it's kind of alternating between the depth of the color. That would be really pretty. Maybe I would actually do that with this headband, but you can really play around with the depth of each of these stitches to just make it look a little more unique and give it its own little bit of character. But for this design, I'm just going all the way around with single crochet into every single stitch. And now just like we did on the other side, after single crocheting all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook right into that very first stitch that I made and slip stitch and then chain 1, and now I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, leaving a little bit behind to weave in like so, and then I'm going to pull my hook until that yarn pops right through and give it a tug to lock it in place. And now you're just going to get a darning needle and you're going to weave in these last few loose ends here, and there is your completed headband. And here is what the finished headband looks like. It is so cute. You can style it in so many different ways with so many different hairstyles. I just really like the fact that when you have something like this, you can keep your ears warm and still have your hair out, so you can actually style it a little bit more and feel a little bit more like yourself. At least in my case, I always feel a bit better when I actually have my hair out and it's not all tucked away in a hat. But if you have any questions throughout this entire tutorial, feel free to leave those down below. And again, if you want to partake in Crochet Christmas Advent, then feel free to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you're enjoying it. All of your support so far throughout this Advent has been just so sweet. And I'll see you again tomorrow with another crochet tutorial. I hope you have a great day. Until then, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.